Grand Rising, everybody. Do us a favor, guys, as you hop on, introduce yourself by dropping that city and that state. Like the video and share the video. Also, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. If you want to see a replay, you can go right on over to our YouTube channel, which is The Blank Spot, and you'll be able to see a replay of this video and its demonstration. So this is The Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier. Guys, we're located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. And today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. And just in just a minute, we're going to explain to you just how that works, what that is and how it works, and how you can benefit from it. So while you're jumping on, once again, type in that city and that state to let us know where you guys are tuning in from. If you are new to the platform, if it's your first time here, please type a number 1 so we can identify you guys. Also, we're going to be talking about what sublimation is, a brief explanation. You can go to the blog on our website, whatever platform you're on. Just go ahead and follow the links in the description or the bio, and you can read about what sublimation is and what sublimation is not. Also, how to best use sublimation for your business or your craft. Okay. So Grand Rising, everyone. Thank y'all for jumping on. Happy Tuesday. This is sublimation. And this sublimation was done on the Blank Spot Sublimation t-shirts. So these are our transfers, our ink, and our t-shirts. And if you want to get the same vibrant look or the same vibrant results, you can do that too. All you have to do is come on over and cross on over to Blank Spot land and get you some of these no bleed transfers.
That's right. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy $2 Tuesday. If y'all rock with us, y'all already know. Y'all already been shopping. Y'all already know what the deal is. All right. Two transfers for $2. Sublimation. You're going to go to the site and you are going to go down to daily and weekly deals. For Tuesday, it's $2 Tuesday. Click on that collection. You're going to put 10 items in your cart. Once you get to 10, you're going to slash the $2. All right. Hey, Devon.
What happens if they shop in the wrong?
If y'all shopped in the wrong collection, they're going to be regular price. Okay. They're going to be regular price. So make sure you in the right collection. Make sure the product says $2 Tuesday. It'll say $2 Tuesday only. Okay.
What happens if they don't put enough in there?
If you don't put enough, if you put 9 instead of 10 or 8 instead of 10, they're gonna ring up at regular price. So you got to hit that 10 mark in order to get the transfers for $2. All right. So make sure you are shopping the correct way. If you are not sure, please don't go ahead and hit send and then call us, because we will not be able to help you. All right. So go ahead and give us a call first before if you have any issues. Okay. Before you hit send, if you don't see that the price has changed. All right. Now, as Eric said, our sublimation transfers are the bomb. As you can see, this shirt that I have on, so vibrant. This is one of our transfers in the butterfly collection. So if you like this one, you can get these 2 for $2 as well. And then Eric has one on from our watercolor collection. All right. So go in there and check it out. I'm going to show you guys while we're heating up. You need to be at 3. You good?
No,
it's 3:70.
I don't know where it's at.
So, hey, Paula D, how are you? Hey, Rhonda, how y'all doing? All right. So, if you do love the butterflies, we have several for you guys to choose. Here's one right here. Look in the collection, guys. Use our mock-ups. We don't care. We just want you guys to be successful. So get in there, get some mock-ups, use them, right? All right. Don't forget about our football. We have some HBCU in there. We have some regular football in there. Don't forget about those as well. 2 for $2. All right. We love this collection right here. It's called Football and Cars. All right. So if you have customers that they love football and they love cars, go on in there and get you some football and cars. All right. Then y'all know Thanksgiving is coming up. So make sure you get you some Thanksgiving transfers. This one says give thanks. Give thanks. This is a cute one right here. It says little turkey. And I believe we have these to where you can get them 8 or 11, I believe. Just in case you want to put these on smaller shirts for kids, you can get these in a smaller size. All right. This is another one right here. It says love Thanksgiving. Love Thanksgiving. All right. Grateful, thankful, blessed. Grateful, thankful, blessed. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. So we have that collection right there. That is a Thanksgiving collection. Then you got Christmas. We call these the festive Santas. I think we're going to put one of these on the shirt today. Festive Santas, right? Got to get in the Christmas spirit. This one right here is a nice one. It says believe. Believe. All right. And here's another festive Santa for you guys. All right. And our transfers, guys, the standard size is 11 inches. Okay. 11 inches. We do have some of the products where you can get, thank you for the gift, where you can get 6 or 8. It just depends on which one you're looking for. Okay. Now, this one right here, this is going to be our classics collection. This is one of the best sellers. Okay. It says drop the mic, and it has all of your favorite classical comedians on there. Now, this transfer is huge. It is 11 inches, but the way that is made, it comes down, I believe, about 17. So it's huge. Now, for those of you that say, hey, wait, my heat press is only 15. Don't worry about it. You can still do it. All you got to do is get you a eucalyptus board to extend your pressing radius. You will be fine, okay? Drop the mic. All of these are going to be longer because of the way that they are orientated, okay? All right, let's see what else do we have. Y'all know it's still boots on the ground season. We got some HBCU boots on the ground. We got some regular football boots on the ground. So make sure y'all get those as well. And here's another cars and football. We got the Eagles right there. Hey, Sheila, good morning from Covington, Georgia. This is also in the collection. We call this one right here Soda Girls or Soda Classics. It's a bunch of ladies with different sodas. This is cute. I have this on the shirt. All right. Who remembers Different Strokes? If you remember Different Strokes, go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat. If you remember Different Strokes, put a 1 in the chat. If you are just now joining us, today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Okay, where we come on and we showcase our sublimation transfers. 2 for $2. Yeah, everybody remembers Different Strokes, right? So check that out. Nice little Different Strokes shirt you can have on. Classic, right? All right, we're going to take a quick pause. Eric, you want to come in for a second and talk to the people?
No, I'm good. Great job.
Good.
So what we're going to be doing, guys, and as we talk about sublimation, if it's your first time being here and you've never done sublimation, I want you guys to realize something. Sublimation is a science. It's an art, but it is a science, literally. The process is a scientific process that takes place once you print your sublimation ink onto your sublimation paper. It's a process, okay? Now, if you don't understand that process, you will try to make sublimation do what you want to do. Sublimation works best on high polyester count fabrics and or other substrates that are poly-coated. This is a 100% polyester shirt. Before you say my customers don't like polyester, you have to understand that there's a new type of polyester in town. This polyester is 100% polyester with a cotton feel, a soft feel. So make sure you go and check us out. We sell these shirts when they're available. Now, here's the other thing. You cannot successfully sublimate a full color image on a colored shirt. Some of them will come out differently because sublimation has no white ink. Therefore,
the shirt serves as a canvas.
Yep.
So this is going to be what you see as far as the white. So everything that you see on my shirt that appears to be white, it's not white. It's just the shirt. The printer is going to print around the white designs.
Yep.
Okay. So now, let's see what else about sublimation. If you want to print sublimation on darker fabrics, solid darker color fabrics, it's best only to use text, phrases, and words.
Right.
Printing like a black or
Black
red. It's gonna work
best,
perfect. Okay.
Because of the way that. So you got to remember, sublimation has no white ink. It's translucent, right? So you have to know that about sublimation when it comes to that process. It's a science. Okay.
Once again, a lot of people have issues with sublimation because they're trying to make sublimation do what they want it to do. Did you pull that transfer? Did you pull that transfer?
Which one?
The one that I was going to do for Christmas.
It's
No.
Oh.
Okay. So,
all right.
That's one of the things that you have to consider. All right. You have to consider that sublimation is only going to do what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So once you understand how sublimation works and what it actually is, then you'll be more successful with sublimation. There are 7 key things, 7 key factors that are going to assist you in creating a great sublimation product. All right. One is going to be your sublimation printer. Most crafters don't have a sublimation printer. Most crafters have a printer that they converted to sublimation. The colors are going to be different. It's not a bad thing. Just know that if you don't have an actual sublimation printer, thank you for the gift. If you don't have an actual sublimation printer and you order some prints from us, then your designs are going to be different. Okay, your images are going to look different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's understand that sublimation printer matters. Your sublimation ink, just getting any old type of ink or having your ink too long could cause you to have a bad sublimation experience.
Yep.
Ink does go bad. There's an expiration date. So if you purchase some ink and it does not have a born on date, if it doesn't have an expiration date, then you may want to question that, okay? Because they could be selling you some old ink. The next thing, your sublimation paper matters. Do me a favor, guys. If you are doing sublimation right now and you have to take a piece of butcher paper or a piece of craft paper or some parchment paper to cover your sublimation transfer before you actually press, because you don't want to mess up your heat press. If you have to cover your sublimation transfer right now with the paper that you're using, do me a favor. Type a number 2 in the comments because I want to see who I'm talking to. If you have to use butcher paper to protect your heat press, type a number 2 in the comments. Grand Rising, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. I want to see who we're talking to. Anybody that does sublimation that's using butcher paper to cover their transfers, type a number 2 in the comments. Okay. So all of the number 2s, you're doing that because you were told that you had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you were told that you had to do that because of the type of paper you're using. Sublimation paper is not supposed to bleed. That's not a normal occurrence. It's only a normal occurrence when you're using subpar paper. When you're using a paper that's sublimating to your substrate and sublimating to your heat press, that's not a good paper. Your sublimation paper is sublimating twice. It's sublimating to your substrate, but then you know it's going to sublimate to your heat press. It's going to bleed up, so you have to do something to protect it. That's not a good paper. So your sublimation paper matters. And whoever told you that you had to protect your heat press, you do if you use that paper. But our paper is no bleed. Yeah. Our paper is not going to bleed back up towards the heat press. It's only going to go down.
And I think it comes from, starting your journey, and that's all you see people do, right? All you see people do is use the butcher paper on top. Thank you so much for the gift. You see people use the butcher paper on top, and you think that is the norm. Listen, that is not the norm if you have a great paper. That's something that we've learned, we've studied. When we decided that we wanted to branch off and get a paper That's one thing that I said. I did not want to have to be able to use butcher paper. There was just one paper out there, and I was like, wow, you don't have to use butcher paper. So I did my own research. I went through tons of vendors so that we can get that same type of formula, and we did. And for those of you that have used our paper, you guys know exactly what we're talking about. Even when when you go and you get our transfers, you can definitely see that there is no ink coming up from the top, right? So our transfers, our paper, amazing. All right.
So
Okay.
The other thing that you have to think about, we talked about the printer, we talked about the ink, and we talked about the paper. We mentioned those three things. The other thing that you need to think about is your substrate.
Yep.
Your substrate matters. There's a lot of people who are trying to force sublimation on 50% cotton and 50% polyester substrates. There's also some people who are trying to do 60%, 40% polyester, 60% polyester, 40% cotton.
Yep.
And then you got your 65. So the higher the polyester count, the better. Okay. So you have to understand that if you want your fabrics to come out vibrant like these are, you have to use a higher polyester count. Also, the texture of your fabric. If you're using a thin shirt, which nothing's wrong with that, if that's what you want to do, then you may have to take a piece of butcher paper or craft paper and slide in between because of the blowback.
Right.
Okay. Hold that shirt up to the light. If you cannot see through that shirt, if you can feel that shirt, the thickness and the comfort of it, then you got a good shirt. Okay. Every fabric and every substrate is not going to accept the ink well.
Right.
There are some polyester fabrics out there, some polyester substrates out there that are not good quality.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So just don't think just because it's polyester, then you're good to go.
Right.
So substrate matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, Anika. Good morning, Doris. Good morning, Steve over there on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember, guys, it is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Make sure you guys go in there, get to our warehouse, and go down to daily weekly deals. Go to Tuesday. It's going to say $2 Tuesday. Put 10 items in your cart, and they're going to slash to $2. Okay. Last week we added some more Christmas items in there. We're going to be adding some more next week. You got tumblers that we added in there and a couple of other things we added for sublimation. All right. So go ahead, make sure you get to the website and get your transfers for $2 for $2.
So
hello, ATB Marketing. Hello.
We talked about the printer, the actual sublimation printer. We talked about the sublimation ink, the sublimation paper, the substrate. And then the next thing is your temperature. Your temperature matters. If you're currently using a paper where you have to burn your fabric, you have to burn your substrate in order to get it to transfer, then guess what? You have to understand that that's not going to be a good quality product when you finish. Anybody ever did sublimation and they see that little brown or yellow stain? That means that your fabric is too hot. It's getting too hot. Your temperature is too hot. And if you're thinking that, hey, I've got to get this ink off of this paper onto my t-shirt or my whatever fabric that you're doing, and I have to turn the temperature up, that's what you're taught with these subpar papers. Okay. The other thing is time. You shouldn't have to press everything for 60 seconds or more. Okay. If that substrate requires it, maybe you're doing a slate. A slate, you're going to have to press for a longer time. Anything ceramic or glass, you're going to have to press for a longer time. However, when you're talking about fabrics, you shouldn't have to press that thing for 60 seconds. You're just cooking it. Okay. So that paper is telling you, or the people who you've talked to in the beginning, they're telling you, hey, this is the perfect temperature, perfect time. Imagine putting a chicken in the oven at 400 degrees. Everything on the outside is going to cook, but on the inside is not going to be well. And that's what a lot of people are experiencing. And last but not least, your pressure. You have to figure out the best pressure for your sublimation item. Okay. It's going to come with practice. There's no amount of videos that you can get online. Right. There's no amount of online communication that you can get to get that correct. You have to actually do it, and you have to feel it. You have to understand what medium pressure is or whatever pressure you need to have in order to actually make that thing come out right. A lot of people have too much pressure, and you end up with that ring around your shirt.
Yep.
a lot of people don't have enough pressure, and now you have what's called ghosting. All right.
That ghost gonna come get you.
Now, here's some things that you're gonna need. Okay, you're gonna need a couple of things when you're using our paper and also our substrates. Just about for any substrate, but you're gonna need this. This is. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? What is this, y'all? You're gonna need this. If you don't have one, you need to go get one. What is this, y'all? Help me out. Giving y'all a little bit of information, something that you can go back and do your own research. Burn and learn, Steve said. Darlene, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. Felicia, thank you. It's a lint roller. Absolutely. It is a lint roller. Now, not sure why they blocked your answer, Sweet and Style, but they did block your answer, and you're correct. It is a lint roller. So now they blocked a couple of people on here. Grand Rising. Oh, y'all trying to speak and they're just acting all funny and brand new. So you need to be able to have this in your craft room or your workspace. This is a lint roller. You want to, before you pre-press, before you touch your fabric with your heat press, I always shake it out. And then I lint roll it. What happens if you don't lint roll, D, and you press?
You're gonna have what's called blue specks. Anybody ever seen them blue specks all over your shirt when you press it? Like, where did they come from? They're called blue specks. And those blue specks, the blue specks come from the actual lint that you can't see from the naked eye. Okay, you can't really see it. That's why you want to lint roll it, and you'll be good to go.
So blue specks are a result of loose lint that's on your fabrics. Also, any dust that may be on your workstation. So you'll see me from time to time taking my microfiber cloth, which is a good idea to have, a microfiber cloth, and you'll see me from time to time wiping my station off, okay? Wiping my station off, getting it free of dust, because the electromagnetic fields are going to draw that to your shirts or your fabrics or even your tumblers if you're doing tumblers. Now, I said that I was going to do a tumbler this time, and I am. So,
you want me to get the thing ready?
yeah, if you can print that those OES, if we have some, that's fine. It's the one.
I took all of them.
You took all of them?
Yes.
Okay. It'd be easier to quickly print them. Yeah, print on the right side. So we're gonna do a tumbler as well. How about that? Right? So how many people do tumblers out there? Anybody out there doing tumblers? You can say me. It's okay. Anybody do tumblers? I'm just gonna prep this shirt while we're talking and wait. Now, when I do my lint rolling, this is just a suggestion for you. Huh? What? Oh. When you lint roll your fabric, I like to lint roll everything, but specifically the piece that I know is going to touch the heat press. Okay. If you don't, you're going to end up pressing that fabric and you're going to see those blue specks, because anywhere ink hits, it's going to attach to that polyester. Okay. If you want to know pricing, you have to go and find how to shop with us. All of our information is in the bio. Okay. Let's see. Not yet, Darlene. Rhonda says she does. Nicole says, I just want to come there and spend the day with y'all and learn more. I wish you could, but we don't offer that service. We do offer a pick my brain service, but we don't offer that service. Paul say you do tumblers as well? That's okay. Cool. All right. So now, if you are doing a sublimation shirt and this is for a customer, depending on what you have on your rubber mat, you may want to put butcher paper down so you can protect the back of it. Okay. You may want to do that because you never know what came through here. So I'm not worried about that right now, but this is just an idea for people who are new. I always take my shirt and I hang it off of the end. I have the neck part hanging off of the end, and I put it on here as straight as I possibly can. I've seen some people taking their shirts and putting them in between the heat press. You don't have to do that with these polyester shirts. If you want to do that with a cotton shirt, that's fine.
or you don't have to do that with the polyester shirt, okay? Let's see. I'm going to set my press to 380 degrees. And I'm going to set my time for 50 seconds. Now, you can mess around with our transfers and you can figure out the best temperature and time for you. But on our instruction cards that we share with you, we recommend, I believe it's 385 for 50 seconds. 55 seconds, excuse me. 385, 55 seconds, okay? So I recommend that you test it out. If you have an old substrate, an old piece of polyester shirts or something like that, test it out and see how low you can press and how much time you can press so you can get that right, okay? So now I'm going to pre-press this, but I'm going to end up adjusting my press because I already know my press is not where it needs to be because I was pressing something else, okay? I was doing something yesterday and I think it had a lot of pressure. So that's kind of heavy pressure. I don't want that much pressure. I want it just a little bit less. I may get a ring on my shirt, but I know how to get it out, okay? So now, once I have my pressure set, you can do this. You don't have to do this while it's hot, but you do want to do it after you lint roll it, okay? After you have lint rolled, then you want to put it under here and pull that press down. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to pre-press my shirt for 3 to 5 seconds. Why am I pre-pressing my shirt? To get the moisture out. If I can get the moisture out of the shirt, then I'm not going to have any problems with my shirt and what's going to transfer to it, okay? Now, we are at 380 degrees on our heat press, and we're going to be pressing this for 55 seconds. Or actually for 50 seconds, I'm sorry. Now, here's the deal. This is a large transfer, and it's okay. So I'm going to have to drop this shirt just a little bit to make sure I get all the transfer on here. So I'm going to have to pre-press down here as well. I forgot how big the transfer was. I'm just going to pre-press this just to get the moisture out. Okay. Now, this is a large transfer. Make sure that your transfer is straight. They normally are when they come from us, but you may have to do some trimming. You may have to straighten it out. But when you get our transfers, look at them because you may have, we may have missed something. We normally don't, but we may have missed something. But check out your transfer before you press it. If you see any ink along the edges, make sure you trim that ink off. Okay. Same thing as if you were printing yourself from a printer. You may have to cut off the edges, but here you don't have to worry about that because we're printing on a large sheet and then we're cutting them. But just take a look at your transfer and inspect it. Okay. That's just a good idea. Now, I'm just about done with this demonstration already. I'm just about done. So I got this down 3 to 4 fingers, okay? 3 to 4 fingers from the rim of the neck. That's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to make sure that it's positioned correctly on the shirt, that it's straight. And as long as it's straight, I'm good to go. Now, you don't see me putting any butcher paper on here. Why? Because we have no bleed sublimation paper. That means when you get our transfers, you don't have to do it either. However, if you have been using somebody else's paper and you have been using butcher paper, parchment paper, craft paper to cover it up, I would recommend that you clean your heat press. Clean your heat press. Do some maintenance on it. Because we don't want you to think that you used our paper and it transferred. There has a transfer that came, from not covering it up. That's probably transfer that's already on your heat press. So I would clean your heat press up. Matter of fact, this is how you can tell if our paper bleeds or not. Use butcher paper. Use butcher paper the first time. And then after you press, hold it up to the light and look at it. And you'll see that there's no image on there. The paper that you're currently using that you have to use butcher paper, it is already doing that. Okay? It's doing it. Now, my press is a little bit cold in some areas, so I always leave it down just a little bit because I want to have a good transfer. You have to know the type of press that you have. That's going to make a difference, okay? That's going to make a difference. I could have gotten a little bit more pressure on here, but I want you guys to kind of see what I did. Now, this is me pressing
at 380 degrees for 55 seconds. 380 for 55 seconds. All right. That's what this is. The blacks are black, the reds are red, the browns are brown, and the golds are gold. That's how great our paper works. Okay. That's how great our paper works. So we're going to move on to the next option. If you do have lines in your press, you can easily take your lint roller while you're there. It's still hot, and you can lint roll those lines out. They normally come right on out, but you'll figure out what the best pressure is for your substrate. Okay. Any questions so far? Thank you. Appreciate it. Not sure I understand your question. I'm not sure I understand your question, or even if that is a real question. I'm not sure. So, okay, so we're going to move right along to our tumblers. So we got a couple of tumblers that we have to do. And if you've never done tumblers before, this is going to be a treat for you, okay? I'm going to take my tumbler press out. First, I'm going to trim my image up. If you guys are just joining us, this is the blank spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier. We are located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you guys for joining us today. Today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday, y'all. That means that if you go to our warehouse and shop with us and you place 10 in your shopping cart, you have to go all the way down on the front page. So you see $2 Sublimation Tuesday. You place 10 in your shopping cart. You're actually getting 2 of the same transfer. You place 10 in your shopping cart, and you're going to get those for $2 each. You walk away with 20 transfers, basically for $20. Okay. Let's see. Live in Maryland. That's what's up. We're just outside of Columbia, South Carolina, guys. So if you have never done a tumbler before, one of the things that you have to understand with the tumblers is that you have to have a good wrap. Okay. You got to have a good wrap. Wrapping is going to be important. Kingdom, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. Wrapping is going to be important. If you do not have a good solid wrap, then you're going to get some ghosting. Okay. So some people can pick up on the tumblers really quickly, and some people have to practice. The problem that I see oftentimes with a lot of crafters is you don't want to put in the work and you're worried about messing stuff up. You got to understand that practice does not make you perfect, but it's only going to make you better. So if you're looking to get better, then you have to practice. If not, you're going to constantly say, hey, well, I don't want to mess up anything. And that's going to be a yada, yada, yada problem. Okay. So now, we always remove the lid. The lid has to be removed. Hey, Linda, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. And we wipe down our substrate. Why? Because we want to make sure that there's no lint or any other debris on our substrate. If not, we will end up with what's called blue specks. Okay. Now, I'm going to tilt this down so our YouTube and Facebook followers can see us. And hopefully you other guys, y'all can see us as well. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So now I need to make sure I have my heat tape available. So we got this pretty cool, you probably seen this already, pretty cool one-handed heat tape dispenser. Everybody's going to tape differently. I actually did a video on my YouTube, on our YouTube channel on how to tape these effectively. However, everybody does it differently. And I cut off a little bit too much. Let me trim the other one up. I trimmed a little bit too much off. That happens sometimes.
So there is a video on our YouTube channel that talks about how to actually wrap these tumblers. Everybody has their own style and their own way of doing it.
I'm right-handed, so I will wrap away from me. Some people like to wrap towards themselves, okay? I like to wrap away from me. I make sure that my transfer is on right side up. And if you decide that you want to keep a piece of white on your transfer, because a lot of people do that, make sure the white is not touching the tumbler, okay? Make sure the white part is not touching the tumbler. We do have tumbler wraps on sale in the $2 Tuesday as well. Now, one thing that I've learned is that it is never going to be perfect. It can get really good and really close, but nothing is ever going to be perfect. And if you're looking for perfection, then you're most likely in the wrong business. However, it can get better. Everybody tapes differently. Some people put 3 pieces of tape on their tumbler, and then they just tape around the ends and down the middle. Some people put 5 pieces of tape on their tumbler and tape down the middle and the ends. And some people just put 3 and go. How do y'all do it? Do y'all tape around the edges? The ones that you guys are doing tumblers? Do you tape down the seam and around the top and around the bottom? I used to do that. I no longer do that. Because I don't worry about it ghosting. I rarely get ghosting. However, sometimes it does happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of them do that too if they're using the oven.
And a lot of people do that as well when you're doing the oven as well.
Versus the tumbler press.
Shedrick, what's going on? Thanks for joining. You seam top and bottom. Okay, that's cool. Like I said, you're going to find your own way of doing it, okay? There is no one size fits all. You do whatever is going to be comfortable and it's going to make sense to you. If it's working, keep on doing it. If it's not. So who all uses an oven? If you're using an oven, type a number 3 in the comments. We do have an oven as well. And I actually prefer the oven. I prefer the oven to the tumbler press. That's just me. But it takes a little while longer. And when we have these orders, this is actually an order from this past weekend. Okay. So I'm going to be using this tumbler press and hopefully it comes out great. If it doesn't, then I got a couple more tumblers back there. I'll better do it again. All right. So now I have my tumbler press and this is my tumbler press. We do sell these, but they're not double. We give you pressing instructions for those as well. But this tumbler press is set for 355. And I believe it's 55 seconds. I'm not sure. Yeah, 55 seconds. So when I put my tumbler inside the press, I turn it either at 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I never put it straight up and down. All right. And then I rotate it. Put my timer on. Let's see, reading these comments. I have an oven, but I haven't tried it. Not that hard. I use shrink wrap for my tumblers when I do them in the oven. When I do them in the oven, I use shrink wrap. I know some people use what type of tape is that? Painter's tape.
Yeah.
Some people use painter's tape. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. Make sure you have some good gloves when you're doing this. I usually just grab my microfiber cloth when I'm doing it. But make sure you have some gloves because you definitely want to try it. I forgot about the air fryer. Okay. Some people use air fryers as well. I've never used an air fryer. I heard about it. So my temp and time, don't use mine because this is the press that we use. Whatever press that you have, you should have gotten instructions with it if you have one. But the temperature and time that I'm using right here is 355 for 55 seconds. I had to learn how to do this on this press because every press that we have in here is a tad bit different. So just so you know, the temperature does fluctuate while your tumbler is inside. It will fluctuate. It will go up and down. I want you guys to understand something. Asking people And I know you didn't. We're having a conversation, but asking people, for anybody who's new, asking people for their temperatures and times is a great way to get frustrated. It don't matter if we have the same equipment. We may have the different electrical setup, right? So you got to think about that. Let's see. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. That's no problem. Somebody wants us to demonstrate the oven one day. I think I have a video. Yeah, I think I have a video on YouTube too, Felicia. So don't hesitate to use that resource as well. But I think I have a video on YouTube. Okay, so now I know with this press that I may have a little issue at the ends. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my take my tumbler, and I'm going to put it just on the end just to see if I can get it to gas out some more. All right. Place it on the end, not for long, probably about 15 seconds because it's hot and it's already gassing out. Okay. Make sure if you go over to that YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when we go live, because we are actually broadcasting to YouTube right now. So this is the time of the day where we actually share our business. We do have opportunities for people to come on when we are not sharing specifically our business and our products, but this is not the time. So I see someone's trying to come in on TikTok. We're not letting anybody on right now, but when we do, you guys will be available to come on. Just give me a second. I will see. Let's see who that is. All right. So now I'm going to let this sit over here and cool off. Some people, and I've never done it before, but some people take their tumblers and they put them in water so it can cool off. I don't know why they won't just wait for it to cool off. It's like somebody told them that was a great way, I guess, to stop it from sublimating. But I want you to do something for me. I want you to think about this. If you have something that's hot and scalding and you put it in cold water, you're gonna get a result that you may or may not want. I don't know. All right. So we got to go ahead and move this along. I'm gonna take this loose. So don't do like I do. Use gloves. Doesn't matter how comfortable you are, using gloves is going to be very important. Okay. It's going to protect yourself and your substrate. Like I said, this is an order that someone made this weekend when we were at an event. They wanted this particular one. We didn't have it out there. Just so you guys can see the ink release. This is the original transfer. And below it is the ink release. That's the type of release you want. Shawnee, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. All right. So, some people want all the smoke and some people don't. It's hot. This particular image had a black line at the back where the seam met. So there was no issue with that. No issue lining it up. Some transfers flow together. Some of them don't. Okay. So that's what we got. I'm going to throw a rubber bottom on the bottom of it and give them their straw, pack it up, and they're good to go. Okay. I can sell hundreds of those. Well, hey, you should. We sell the transfers. Do you make tumblers? I think that's Hollywood Red. Do you make tumblers? Just order a roll of your paper to try. Well, we appreciate it. You're going to like it. You're going to definitely like it. Any questions about $2 Sublimation Tuesday, y'all? Thank you, Anita. Any questions? Jerry's out of Alexandria, Louisiana. Jerry, we're from Baton Rouge.
That's nice.
Looks good, thanks. Yeah, we're from Baton Rouge. I know you probably didn't know that, Jerry, but that's what we hail from, Baton Rouge. And we're gonna throw this little green green lid. Yeah, it's green. We're gonna throw this little green lid on here too. Okay, Stevie, I appreciate it, man. I just grabbed that $5. I appreciate it. Put that in my pocket. Don't tell my wife. Shh. We share everything, man. We share everything. Hello from Missouri, Mississippi, excuse me. All right, so guys, one last thing about sublimation. Sublimation is an art, okay? It's an art and a science. You gotta understand it. Go to our platform, read our blog, okay? Go here and read our blog about sublimation. It's not that hard. Go there and read the blog. It's a nice little read. Go there and read the blog. All you got to do is go there to the front page, click on blog, and just start reading and talk about the same things that I talked about. You got anything else for them?
Happy Tuesday, y'all. Hopefully you guys have a better than amazing day today. Don't forget to get your shopping on before 11:59 p.m. so that you can get these amazing sublimation transfers for $2 for $2. And we appreciate you guys. All of you guys that have already purchased today, thank you so much. We are working right now to try to get your orders out. So go ahead and order so we can go ahead and get them out as soon as we possibly can. All right.
And one last thing, man. I know everybody likes fast shipping. We like fast shopping. So fast shopping equals fast shipping.
The faster you shop, the faster we're going to be able to ship it to you. Okay.
All right. So, hey, guys, thank y'all for jumping on. We know y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to see what we had going on. We've got to get out of here because we have an event as well that we're going to be attending. Y'all say, well, y'all just got back.
We got to go, y'all.
We're trying to build our business. So we got an event that we're going to be attending here in Orlando.
So if anybody's going to be at the expo.
Shawty D's on here.
Hey, Shawty D. We're going to meet Shawty D there at the Printing United Expo in Orlando, Florida. That's where we are headed for the next few days. So if you guys are there, hey, look for us. We'll be hanging around somewhere.
We're gonna go live and let y'all check it out and let y'all see what we got going on. So with that being said, thank y'all for jumping on. This is the Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Go to our website. Scroll down till you see $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Shop from that collection. Drop 10 of those items in your shopping cart. You're going to get 2 of one of the transfers. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get 2 of the same transfers. Drop 10 in your shopping cart. You're going to walk away paying $20. If you want to get more, you can get more. Yep. Transfers for garments and transfers for tumbler wraps.
Tumblers. Yep.
Okay, so like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. We will see each and every one of you guys at the top because there's entirely too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.
Have a great day, y'all.